Jackie Robinson once said, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives." This, for me, is completely the truth when it comes to my grandfather and the impact he has had on my life. My grandfather was such a huge inspiration for me, and he definitely deserves the honor that he should be recognized with. My grandfather helped me. Why it's significant is because my grandfather helped me to set me on the career path. And this is where I believe that someone in your life can help to shape who you are. My grandfather was around for 17 years of my life, and that's why I believe to be credible to talk about him. So first I'm going to explain what made him such an impact in my life, and then second I'm going to talk about why he was an influence and how he helped me to decide in my mind of what I wanted to do with my life. So first, what is the impact my grandpa's had in my life? So from my earliest memories, I can remember always going to visit my grandparents and do several things with them, such as playing nature-based bingos, which come to play, and as well as just hanging out with them and doing all sorts of games. But one of my favorite things to always do with them is when they would take me and my sister downtown Chicago, and we'd visit the Field Museum, the Science Industry, and my favorite, the Shed. The Shed became a very great place for me to visit because I fell in love with aquariums, and my grandpa would always tell me about the different fish, and we would always just walk around and see all the amazing fish and everything that's going on. He's taught me so much about nature and caring about nature, and that's why I have this love for nature. Along with that, my grandpa also was a volunteer at the Brookfield Zoo, and he would work in the Hamill Building, which is the Kids Interactive Building, and with that, that's also a big key because of his love for nature, that he wanted to be able to volunteer and help out. And I think that was awesome, and I loved being able to visit him. Like, we got the chance to go visit when he would be volunteering, or we would just go when he's not volunteering and just visit, because I also loved going to the Brookfield Zoo to see all the animals as well. It's important to know that he's volunteered because of his background. With that, it's carried on to me, and it's influenced me on how I think about the world and how I view nature. My grandpa was always there for me, no matter what as well, not just through that. He was also, when I was a runner in high school, he would be at every race, and he would just support me in other things, and always would be there. So next I'm going to talk about why he was an influence in my life. So when I started going to the Shed with my grandparents when I was around 7 or 8, and the Shed, just for some reason, me and him always bonded over the Shed. It was our favorite place to visit downtown, and I loved visiting it. And we actually came up with a game to play when we would go, which would be every time there's an enclosure we'd go to, you'd have to find every animal within that enclosure. And it'd be a really fun game for me and him to play because it would really get you to look and figure out what's in there, and instead of just looking at it and walking past it. And stuff like that just made I really liked being around my grandpa, and it was just always a fun time no matter what. As well, he's just always been there for me, and I just appreciate what he was able to do with all of his natural background, I guess, being shed onto me. It's made me want to pursue the career in marine biology, and doing this, he's just been such a big influence on my life, and I feel that if he wasn't there, that I maybe would never have wanted to pursue this career. My grandpa was a great person, and he deserves to be honored because of the impact he's had on me and the influence he's had on me, which I'm glad that he would be able to do that for me. So first I told you why my grandpa has had an impact on me, and then I told you is how he has influenced me to pursue my career. So while it feels like just yesterday he has passed away, it has now been a little over 2 years since he passed. But I was so thankful to have him around my life just because of how important he was to me. So if you have someone like that in your life, Never take them for granted and just cherish them and realize that how important they may be in your life. Thank you.